Thank you all for coming. We have a short prepared statement I'm going to make, and then I'll open it up to any questions I can answer for y'all. I know we have Telemundo and Univision here, I believe. Afterwards, we're going to do a Spanish release for y'all, and then we'll also answer any questions you may have at the time. First off, we'd like to start off by saying that during the summer and after school, we try to find enjoyable activities for our children. We entrust them to the care of other adults. Sadly, this is an occasion where an adult used that trust and influence to gain access to children for sexual acts against them. Good afternoon. I am Chief Matt Rodriguez with the Montgomery County Precinct 3 Constable's Office. Today, detectives from our Crimes Against Children unit ran a search warrant and an arrest warrant on a house in South Montgomery County. The place was a residence and horse stables where children would come for riding lessons. The instructor and business owner, Michael Hogan, a 38-year-old male, would start communicating with them at lessons and then further communicate to them by cell phone to meet them for sex. In the case we are working, he lured a young female to an area hotel where he committed the crime that he is charged with, which is 2 counts of sexual assault of a child, which is a second-degree felony. We have run a search warrant on the house to find further evidence, and in this case, further victims. Cases like this are most concerning because we believe that there are more victims that we do not know about. We are asking that the public, if anyone has any knowledge of anything that could have occurred while dealing with Mr. Hogan during these lessons, to please contact our office immediately at 281-364-4211. Again, 281-364-4211. We would like to thank the Precinct 4 Constable's Office for assistance this morning with the search warrant. We would also like to thank the media for getting this message out as fast as you have today. We posted roughly 10:30 this morning on Facebook and Twitter what was going on, and in less than an hour we were already contacted by another possible victim that had interactions with this individual, and detectives are in the process of working it out with that person as well. We would like to say to parents, please stay with your children while they're at any activity. Talk to your kids before they ever go out to these activities so they know what is and what isn't inappropriate. Please reassure them that they are not in trouble should something inappropriate happen. Always have access to your children's cell phones and monitor their usage. You as a parent should always have the password to be able to get into your child's phone. We have posted a link on our Facebook and Twitter to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children that has resources for talking to your children about these dangers. Thank you again for your interest in this case, and as we receive new information, we'll be posting the latest updates on our Twitter and Facebook. At this time, I will open this up for any questions that I can hopefully answer for you.
Sir, could you tell me what the 2 counts involved?
One at a time, guys. One at a time, please.
Could you tell me what the 2 counts involved?
Sexual assault of a child, they're both the same account, and it's the same charge, and it's a second-degree felony.
And what date, roughly?
It would have been over the course of several months within the past year.
How many more victims do you think there could be? Do you have an idea?
Well, we know there's going to be more than one at this time. At least that's what the evidence is pointing to. Without having investigated those cases fully, we can't concretely say. But he's had access to a whole lot of kids over a whole long period of time. So we need to get to the bottom of everything.
So were you all contacted months ago with parents' concerns when it comes to alleged texting and Snapchatting from him?
We were contacted by the parents in this case. The child made an outcry to the parents, and they did contact us, and that's how we began our information. Our investigation.
Can you mention how old the child was?
Well,
it's a female?
It was a female. To qualify for aggravated sexual assault of a child, it would have to be a child under 14 years of age. So in this case, it did not meet that criteria, hence the reason for the sexual assault of a child. Okay.
What kind of evidence did you take from the scene today?
We took just different types of electronic equipment, other things that we recovered from there that we will see if they're of use during the prosecution and further investigation of this case.
Looking through that evidence, have you guys found any child pornography on it?
Haven't even started. We got that a couple hours ago, so that'll go to forensic labs, things like that. But as of right now, we're talking, that hasn't even started yet.
With this specific case, how long was this going on for?
Several months. Several months. We're still working into, when you're working with children and you're dealing with forensic interviews and things along those lines, sometimes details come out as we progress throughout the investigation. We do know that this is not a one-time thing, and we do not believe that it occurred over a short period of time. So we're talking about a prolonged period of abuse.
Do we know for how long he's operating on that ranch?
I do not know. I know that this is an established horse training facility, but I don't know how long he's owned the business.
Any mugshot?
It's being processed right now. We'll have some kind of photo for you to take with you today before you leave. But as of right now, I don't have it to give it to you, but we'll get that to you, yes, ma'am.
I'm told that the sheriff's office investigated the same allegations within the year, and they decided there was no basis to it.
I don't have any knowledge on their case. This is our case. It was investigated by our detectives. You'd have to contact the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office for that information.
But assuming that, in discussing, wouldn't you know if the same allegations had been made? I know you have to discuss it with the detectives, but...
There had been previous allegations from another individual. However, the charges at that time did not meet the criteria for an offense, so the district attorney's office decided not to prosecute him during that time. But this is a whole separate set of circumstances, completely different victim, it's completely separate and apart from what you're referring to, whatever that is you're referring to.
And the DA's office accepted it at this time?
Oh, yes, ma'am. He's been booked. He's been charged and booked, and arrest warrant was issued for his arrest. Yes, ma'am.
How did it come to light? Did the girl make an outcry, or how was it all?
Yes, she made outcry to her parents, and the parents contacted the police.
Do you know what it was that sort of prompted her to do that?
That would be something that would have been unveiled during the forensic interview, and that's not something we're normally going to put out.
Do you know how he how do you think he's grooming these kids? Or do you know what he's saying, or how he's sort of doing this?
Well, with most predators of this nature, you start getting a child's confidence, become familiar with them, and then from that point on is when you interject yourself into their world, and they start feeding on their weaknesses that way. So that's the case in most instances.
Was there texting and stuff going on too?
Yes, there was cell phone communication.
I know you said
The defendant's attorney, his family says that his ex-wife figured into some of these allegations as well because of a nasty divorce, and in the attorney's words, it goes back to that and political motivations. How do you respond to that?
Without a doubt, his ex-wife has no bearing at all with our case. Not a bit. Not even in the picture. So that's how I can answer that. Yes,
when it comes to the ranch, at this time, is it still operating? What's going on with it?
I don't know. That we ran the search warrant this morning. I don't know what the other employees there are doing at this time. It's only been a period of 4 or 5 hours, so I can't speak to that.
How's the child been doing since she came out and made an outcry in this case?
The victim has received counseling and is going through assistance through Children's Safe Harbor here in Montgomery County, and her progress is being monitored.
Was this business focused on children, or?
I know they did offer ride lessons to a lot of children, but I don't believe it was exclusively just to children. So I believe adults could have taken it.
Right.
Is
He
this
owned it, it was
business
his
allowed
business?
to operate in the same capacity with any restrictions imposed on it at this time, secondary to your arrest?
Nothing's been handed down as far as I know. I don't know if there's any kind of really regulatory board that monitors horse riding stables in the state, but as of right now.
Just given what has been...
As of right now, that hasn't been brought to us.
This case got to your office. I know you guys are contracted to investigate child crimes in the Woodlands. Is that how this came to your office?
Yes, it was one of the instances occurred here in the Woodlands, and that's how it was brought to our office. Absolutely.
And if I could go back to the outcry that was made, and you said that this happened over a couple of months or so. Tell me the range of things that are alleged to have occurred.
All I'm going to speak to, because we're considering a child here, is a sexual assault. That will all be in court documents later on, but I'm not going to put that on.
But on more than one occasion?
Yes, ma'am.
So how long he was working there?
He's the owner, so he started the business, I'm assuming. So I don't have an exact time period for you. I'm sorry.
You said it at the beginning, but just kind of reiterate, are you concerned that there are a lot more victims out there because so many kids do go to this camp?
I don't know if I would use the term a lot, but yes, more victims. We definitely believe, we have reason to believe there are more victims out there. Like I said, when about an hour after we posted it on our social media, we were contacted by an individual who claims to have this type of interactions with him when she was a juvenile as well. Of course, we haven't investigated all that fully. There's a lot of work to be done on that, but so far we believe there has been. And there's some other indicators that he has possibly done this with some others.
These people that have made these allegations, you know, the memory jogged by your reports, can they go back and, you know, can you prosecute? Can
Absolutely, absolutely. The statutes for second-degree felonies and sexual assault on children is lengthy. So in most cases, we have an opportunity to render some kind of justice, hopefully to the victim. And at the very least, we can try and get them some help to put themselves back together and move forward.
What are some of the indicators that made you believe that there could be other victims?
Just through some of the interviews that was given during the Safe Harbor visit with the detectives, and then also the fact that we've already been contacted by someone saying, you know, I know about this type of stuff. So those are some of the indicators we're going off of right now.
You were speaking about the statutes earlier. Are you working with the district attorney's office to possibly upgrade these 2 charges to a continuous sexual abuse of a child?
That hasn't been taken into consideration at this time. We'll wait to see how this progresses, and you know, if more victims arise, we may look at something like that. But as of right now, the answer is no.
Are other employees coming forward to help? You know, are they really cooperating with you?
We haven't really had any contact with other employees regarding this, as far as I know of. So no, that would be
So
no.
the farm is closed?
I don't know. I don't know if they're continuing business today or not, ma'am. I haven't been out there. You'd have to go out there and check. I don't
Tell us
know.
about the suspect, a little more. He's married, he has kids of his own.
I don't believe he's married. I believe he has children, but I'm not exactly sure on that. It's a 38-year-old white male, Michael Hogan. He's from the Spring area, the Montgomery County area, and he's been doing this for a while now.
Does he have
What's your
any?
message to the public, you know, the prospective users of that count? You said initially, you know, always be with your child, have access to them, but what is your message regarding that specific location at this time?
I'm not going to give a very specific message to that business because, you know, if he's one person involved in that and there are other good people working there, I don't want to disparage them. However, in any case, in any instance, when your kids are out doing anything extracurricular, be with them. Really try and get out of the habit of going and just dropping your kids off and coming back a couple hours later. This is what puts them in danger. Again, always have access to their electronics, their tablets, their cell phones. Know every password, know every code. They should have nothing access to them that you don't have access to. You are your first line of protection for your children, period. Yes, sir.
Did you say the victim was 14?
No, I didn't. No, sir.
Right now, you're saying both for females. Did he tendency just be females? Or was
As of
it
right now,
all
that's all we
females?
believe is female.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We have no indications of any male victims at this time.
Does he have any criminal background?
No, sir.
What's the youngest kids you're accepting there at the camp?
I don't know. You'd have to check their website. I'm sure they have ages listed there, but I don't know that information.
So this is the first time you've heard of these type of allegations against Michael Hogan, or have you received complaints
We
in
received
the
a
past?
previous complaint. However, the elements of the crime were not there, so the DA's office declined to press any charges against that. Shortly after that case, this one came forward, a very short time after, and then the investigation started, and then we were able to get probable cause to charge Mr. Hogan with these offenses. Okay. Thank y'all very much.